Okay, now I want to look at if one of the positive signs is now negative. This is called a hyperboloid of one sheet. So what we're going to do, if we see an equation like this on a test, is we're going to allow z to be 0. If you allow z to be 0, then you're looking down the z-axis. And if you notice, we have an ellipse. So you'll draw an ellipse in the xy plane. Now, if you let x be 0, we're going to look down the x-axis, and we have hyperbolas in the zy plane. And now if you let y be 0, you have hyperbolas in the xz plane. So hyperbolas, and ellipses, if you put those three together, you get this hyperboloid of one sheet. Now, if you let two of them be negative, so x is positive and y and z are both negative, you get a hyperboloid of two sheets. This one, if you notice, does not have the origin in its domain. This is because if you let x, y, and z all be 0 at the same time, you get 0 equals 1, which is not possible. The same thing was true, actually, of the previous one. X, y, and z all being 0 isn't allowed, and notice that 0, 0, 0 is not in the domain. So anyway, if two of them are 0 and you have one on one side, then you get a hyperboloid of two sheets. Let's see what happens if you look down the y-axis. Y is 0 in this case, so y is 0 in this case, and so it'd be x squared minus z squared equals 1, which, as we know from before, if one of them is minus, you have an ellipse, a hyperbola, okay? If now we let z be 0, we're looking down the z-axis, more hyperbolas. And now if we let x be 0, both y and z are, it looks like you have an ellipse here, but the problem is if x is 0, you have two things. You have a negative left-hand side and a positive right-hand side. So actually it's a mistake to think that there's an ellipse when x is 0, but if you made x a number, then you could see an ellipse out of this. For example, if you replace this with like 5 and moved it over to the other side, it would be -4, and then you would see an ellipse in the YZ plane. I invite you to experiment with that. So in essence, when you have one or two of these positive or negative, then you have a hyperboloid of one sheet or a hyperboloid of two sheets. Like that.